It's a fascinating thing that Peter said in the gospel today. We're told it was Peter who answered, "Lord," he said, "if it is you, tell me to come to you across the water." "And come," said Jesus. And it's fascinating because it really feels that Jesus was so pleased that Peter had the faith to believe that if it were truly Jesus, then he would also be able to walk on water. Peter had faith for a moment when he stepped out of the boat, and then he lost his confidence because he was doing something that he knew was not physically possible. Walking on water is not possible. Then, of course, we know it is because Jesus did it. And our faith is not something that we are called to test, but it is often tested. Many experiences in our lives can strip us to the very core of what we believe. And often we're like Peter, and we can sink because we know that we are doing what is not possible. And did Peter learn anything from his experience of stepping out onto the water? And I'm sure in the years that followed, Peter was able to remember the few steps he did manage to take on top of the water. I'm sure that he recognized that when his focus and faith were on and in Jesus, he was able to do the impossible walk. And Peter, as we know, went on to lead the church in its early years and was our first pope. And there's a lesson for us in this as well. The lesson is that if we take one step in faith, we will carry that moment with us. And it's just like a child learning to walk. Every step counts towards having the complete confidence to walk the whole way to Jesus. And we may fall many times, but we do not forget or lose the benefit of the steps already taken. And this gives us the confidence to get up and walk again. And tonight we're praying especially for those enrolled in the Talbot Prayer Society, those suffering from addiction. And on the road to freedom from addiction, there are many steps and at times many falls. But like St. Peter, when one step is taken and the experience of being able to walk, to be free one step at a time begins, there is always something that we can build on. Jesus is standing on the rough sea of addiction. He is inviting all those trapped to walk to him. And most importantly, when there is a fall, he puts out his hand to help us back onto our feet. And enrolling in the Talbot Prayer Society is a step out of the boat in faith. And there are also spiritual packs available after Mass this evening at the back of the cathedral, prayers and holy water to protect our homes from drugs, to protect our family from drugs. And if you take one and bless your home, this is a step in faith, and no step in faith is ever lost. So we pray tonight that we will always have the confidence to step out onto the water and keep our focus on Jesus. We pray that when we fall, we will keep in our hearts and minds the few steps that we have already managed in faith, and that these steps and the memory of them will give us the courage to keep going, to keep learning, until we reach the point of being able to run to Jesus and say, "I am yours, do with me what you will."